Marvel Legends, Avengers, Beyond Earth's Mightiest, 60 years of Earth's Mightiest, 60th anniversary, Black Knight and Cersei. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? It's your knucker, Big Rucker, back at you again after a nice and satisfying excursion, if you will, to San Diego Comic-Con. 4 days of sheer bliss when you're a collecting geek like myself and so many others. It was a great time. It's a nice way to decompress. But I'm back now. It's time to get back at it again. And what better way than to continue with Marvel Legends Avengers 60 Years of Earth's Mightiest, the Beyond Earth's Mightiest campaign, the program, talking about celebrating 60 years of the Avengers. And what we got going on here is an Amazon exclusive. We are talking about Marvel's Black Knight and Cersei. You see the packaging. It's got that the white motif that the 60th anniversary for the Avengers campaign has taken on. You see the 3D sketches of the figures, both Black Knight and Cersei, and you see some nice artwork behind them. This artwork is either taken from or duplicated from a very classic Avengers cover during this run, and they've tried to have Cersei kind of in the pose that she struck in on that cover. You've got the Avengers logo, Beyond Earth's Mightiest, right there. At the top, we've got the Avengers 60 Years of Earth's Mightiest with that logo there. On one side, there's that artwork that I'm talking about. And you see what that's going on there, looking very nice. I remember that issue. And we've got another 3D sketch here on the other side of the figures. And on the rear, we have another 3D sketch of the figures. And to the Black Knight's right, our left, we see his accessories, a mirroring pair of hands, and his sword, his laser sword, energy sword, if you will. And on the right, our right, we see Cersei, and to her left, an additional pair of fists and power effects. And sticking with the same procedure that we always do during these reviews, we are now looking at the figures on the rotating base, so you can get that 360-degree look of the figures, in this case, both of them, Cersei and Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight. And now you understand why they put them together, because they were kicking it kind of, sort of. It's a kind of a long story. You should just get that that storyline. It was a pretty good one. There was a bad guy who went by the name of Proctor. It turned out to be Dane Whitman from an alternate universe, and he was pretty powerful. And that's why they had Dane Whitman as the modern love interest of Cersei in the Eternals movie. But we definitely won't talk about that. Anyhow, let's get these figures off the base and check them out for ourselves. So let's kick this off with Cersei. She's a brand new character added to the Marvel Legends lineup, so that's always a good thing when you get new characters. You'd like for them to be done right, well, being done right is a subjective term, but I think you guys will all agree with me that even though she's a new character, she could have been done better. Got to keep it a stack. This is a review. Starting with the head sculpt. Now, the head sculpt, obviously, that's probably more than likely going to be good these days with the digital printing. This is no exception. Head sculpt looks beautiful. It looks realistic. I think the expression could be done a little bit better. She's got that starry-eyed look. I understand you want to get that neutral look, but you can still find a way just by, altering the eyes somewhat, you can give it expression and still maintain a neutral look. Sometimes Hasbro hits it, sometimes they miss it. I think they missed it this time. She's got that deer in the headlights look to me. But still a very nice head sculpt nevertheless. Got the hair jet black, pretty nice. And then she's got the jacket on because during this time the Avengers were rocking. This was during the 90s. They were rocking these jackets. Most of the team, with the exception of Hercules, but everybody was busting this jacket. We saw this jacket before on a Black Widow. That, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Black Widow was a Walmart exclusive. It was an exclusive, definitely. I'm thinking it was a Walmart exclusive. And she had the jacket as well. But here's the thing that's strange. She's missing the logo, meaning Cersei here is missing the logo on the shoulders. You're supposed to have the Avengers logo on the shoulders. She's missing it, but she is blazing the jacket, and it's over her sleeved arms, which you can see right there, molded in the red. Then looking at the body, you can see what's going on there. She's got the belt, which is a loose piece there, and it's molded in that red, but the buckles are painted gold, so that's very nice that we got that. There's nothing going on in the back there, so there it is. And then as far as the legs are concerned, you can see that they're molded in black. When you get down to the knees, she's got the pads, and then of course the lower portion of the knees are in red. They're molded in red. You know it because it's pinned. The legs here are pinned, unfortunately. The thighs, they've got the black pegs, and they're all black. And then when you get below the knees, so you got the calves and the shins, and they've got the red pegs. So there it is. And then of course you've got the shoes. And once again, nothing's going on in the rear there. So, but you got the jacket going right down there. So that is what is going on with Cersei. Getting a height measurement of our girl Cersei here. She's coming in at, it's looking at the top of the hair, about 6¼ inches tall. And as far as her articulation is concerned, her head is on a ball hinge. Because of the hair, she can't go back, which is unfortunate because she is a flyer. She can look down though, so you get that much looking down. And she can go left and right, but you know the hair is going to impede in terms of doing a 360, but you don't want to do a 360 anyway. She's not an owl. She can blaze a 90 at the shoulders and of course 360 there. This is old school, so you know what that means. We've got single jointed swiveling elbows. So that's pretty unfortunate. She's got the horizontal hinge, and of course they swivel. All of her hands do so. They have the horizontal hinge. In terms of her torso articulation, she has a diaphragm. She can go forward that much, which is not bad at all, considering it's a female. Go back that much. Did I say go back? I meant go forward. Go back. She can rock side to side, and of course she can rotate. So pretty cool in terms of the legs. She can only do the splits that far, and you see what kind of legs they are. Yes, this is, like I said, this is the old school body, unfortunately. New character, old, same old, same old. She can lift the leg up that far. Get my hand out the way. She can go back that far, which is pretty decent. I have to give the credit where it's due. She's got the thigh cut. She's got double jointed pinned knees. But like I said, fortunately, the pegs, the pins are the same color as whatever, for the thigh, and the same color, correct color for the lower extremity portion. So she has the double jointed knees. She can point her toe that far forward, that far up. She does have ankle pivot, which I had to actually loosen up, and she does have holes, peg holes at the bottom of her feet. Here's Cersei with her fists on, and of course I'm using her power effects. Like I said, we've seen these before. They're molded in a red fluorescent plastic. This really isn't indicative of her power set. Eternals, the funny thing about Eternals, they're all cosmically enhanced. They're all immortal, and believe it or not, they all have the same slash similar power set. They all are super strong to varying degrees. They all wield cosmic energy and can project it through hands or eyes. They usually project it through their eyes. They all have the ability to transform things at a molecular level. They all can fly. They all can run fat, whatever. They all basically have the same abilities. It's just that they all, they concentrate and focus on, we'll call them specialties. In Cersei's case, she is the Eternals' most powerful user of the ability to change things at a molecular level. So she can just transform anything into something else. And she is the most powerful Eternal at doing that. I guess, all you need is to play the role and have somebody stand there and then act like she changed them into something else. Yeah, I'm not going to be mad. I'm happy that we got something, especially in this day and age where getting accessories with Marvel Legends is few and far in between. The pickings are definitely slim. Next up, we have Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight, as he appeared in those issues of the Avengers during the 90s. And we're looking at that head sculpt. You can see he's blazing his helmet, and looks pretty good. They played the digital print game, even though he's wearing a helmet that covers the majority of his face. The eyes are looking pretty good there. I don't know how well you guys can see them. They look pretty decent, even in my viewfinder there. And then, of course, he's gritting his teeth. So some people will probably not be happy with that. It's wild because, you get people who are down for full expressions like with gritted teeth to show some expression, some exertion. Then others want their heads to be neutral. And I'm cool with the neutral head, but like I said with Cersei, as long you can still have a neutral head as long as you can find a way to give it some kind of an expression, and that's through the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having them doe-eyed like a deer in headlights, have them, they could be, I don't want to say squinting, but I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Then as far as showing exertion, well, that means that the figure is always going to be that way. I'm talking about you, Thunderstrike, and the Hood. So to me, the best remedy is there should be both types of head sculpts included with every figure. But that's just me. We know that's not going to happen, so I'm done talking about it. Anyway, we've got some nice golds there. It's the helmet is molded in blue, and we've got the nice golds painted on the front and on the top of the head there. Dane is sporting the Avengers, the 90s jackets that the Avengers were wearing, and he's got the logo on his left arm there, as you can see. And then he's got his classic shirt or tunic, whatever you want to call it, underneath. And we've got the his logo is painted. It gets painted on both sides of the torso. When I mean both sides, I mean he's got an ab crunch. So the majority of his symbol is at the top portion of the ab crunch, and then there's some that's at the bottom, but it's clean and consistent, so that's a good thing. And then you go down, he's got a belt that is loose, but it's tight on there, and go back there so I don't lose the focus. It's got some gunmetal gray paint there, and then of course the legs, we've seen these legs before, chainmail style, and then of course the Buccaneer boots, molded in blue and adorned of the perimeter with red, and then of course the boots themselves. And once again, nothing's going on in the back. Looks pretty nice though, so that's cool. The gloves, didn't mention the gloves, molded in blue, and all of his hands, including his sword-wielding hand, unfortunately, they swivel, and they all have the horizontal hinge. But I'm getting ahead of myself because I would normally say that during the articulation portion. Taking a height measurement for the Black Knight, our boy is coming in at about 6.5 when you get to the top of that crest on the top of his helmet there. As far as his articulation is concerned, his head is also on a ball hinge. He can look up that far, very nice. He can look down that far, very nice. You get some nice pivot there, and of course he can 360 it. His arms, he can get them up to 90. The shoulders I'm talking about, he can 360 them. He's got the bicep cut. He's got double jointed pinned elbows. So there is that. No new use of any of the latest technology. He can rotate his wrists, and they all four hands, they hinge horizontally, including the sword wielding hand, unfortunately. As you saw earlier, he does have an ab crunch, so he can move forward that far. He can go back that far. He's got a waist swivel, so you can see what's going on there. He can do the splits only that far out. He can kick to 90 and go back that much. He does have the thigh cut. Before I go any further, it seems to me like his legs are recessed a little bit lower than they should be. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, but I just figured I'd point that out. He's got double jointed pinned knees. He's got a cut at the top of the boot there. He can point his toe forward that far, up that far. He's got the ankle pivot, and of course, you know what time it is. He too has holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And now to compare our 60th anniversary Black Knight with his predecessor. This is the Black Knight that was part of the Cull Obsidian wave, and this is the classic look for Dane Whitman. You see he's totally chainmailed out. The gloves are similar, but just like the boots on the 60th anniversary that are lined with the red, his gloves are aligned with the red the same way. And the Black Knight is known for wielding the ebony blade, which is cursed. So it's like he could use it as long as he doesn't draw blood with it. Every time he draws blood, the curse gets stronger and it becomes more bloodlustful, so to speak. So that's the reason why he's rocking the laser sword in his 90s Avengers getup, to avoid dealing with that ebony blade nonsense. And in case you were wondering, yes, he can utilize the other head sculpts that came with the Cull Obsidian Black Knight, as you can plainly see. Of course, I wouldn't suggest rocking them like this with either of those two heads, but that's just me. And so to close out this review, we're talking about the Marvel Legends Beyond Earth's Mightiest, 60 years of Earth's Mightiest, the 60th anniversary of the Avengers, Amazon exclusive Black Knight and Cersei 2-pack is a, it's a 2-pack that has introduced a new character for us in terms of the comics are concerned. We've seen Cersei before with the MCU, but never before for the comic version. We've got that now, and that's always a good thing. We've got the Black Knight as he was portrayed in the 90s when he was part of the Avengers, and they were all sporting the jackets there. Cersei also was rocking the jackets. The downside, got to talk about that, is both figures are straight up reuses of everything you can think of. And that's what's going on. Cersei has got the old school female buck, so she's skinny. She's got the swiveling elbows and the gummy, potentially gummy legs, thin legs. Head sculpt looks very nice. She's very pretty. Black Knight is, same old, same old. We've got the chainmail legs that we've seen before on previous Black Knight and on numerous Green Goblins and the Dread Knight as well. And same head sculpt as before. Didn't really change that. And he's got the bomber jacket, and that's really about it. And of course, the laser sword. So that's all that's going on with those two. They're slowly phasing out these older bucks. So we just have to be patient. We asked questions at Comic-Con to the Hasbro team, and I can understand their perspective. They can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater and just change everything. It's got to be a slow process. We're getting there. Bucky Cap is getting phased out. The female body's getting phased out. Did find out that as far as the Black Widow's superposable body's concerned, they've retooled that body so it doesn't have the wrinkles that Natasha's costume has. So they will be implementing that body even more so. So we did find that out at Comic-Con, so that's definitely a good thing. I am looking forward to seeing what female gets that body next, because that is how it's done.